kitchen clock hums louder than the fridge. I folded this page 3 times along the crease. The pen bled through where I pressed too hard on the word stay. It looks more like a bruise than letters. Your side of the couch still holds a shape. The cat curls there and purrs at nothing. I keep writing you in draft form, never hitting save, never hitting send. This paper's getting thin from all the folding. Every version of you I almost told her. The ink keeps bleeding through, like it knows what I won't say out loud. Paper thin, holding everything I never handed out. The hallway light flickers at 3:14, like the wiring knows something I don't. I traced your name across the back page twice, then crossed it out, but the pressure left a mark. Tomorrow you'll move your boxes out, and this letter will stay in the drawer with the rest of this paper's getting thin from all the folding. Every version of you I almost told her. The ink keeps bleeding through, like it knows what I won't say out loud. Paper thin, holding everything I never handed out. Maybe the point was never in the mailing. Maybe the writing was the loving all along. Every draft I never sent was a room I let you live in. This paper's getting thin from all the folding. Every version of you I almost told her. The ink keeps bleeding through, like it knows what I won't say out loud. Paper thin, holding everything I never handed out. Paper thin. Paper thin. Gas station coffee in a paper cup. I bought the cheap kind on purpose. Something about choosing the lesser option makes the leaving feel like less of a loss. Dashboard glowing green at 2 in the morning. Radio's off, I need the quiet for thinking. Every exit sign looks like a fresh start, but they all lead back to the same interstate. I'm half past leaving and all out of reasons, the kind you give yourself when you're trying to stay. Half past So I drive till the dial runs out of stations, and the silence sounds a little like freedom. Your keys are on the counter next to the sink, where I left them next to the note I did not write. I practiced the speech for 6 blocks, then rolled the windows down and let the wind erase it. Tall booth lights make everything look like a film, and I am no one's heroine tonight. Somewhere past county line, the radio crackles a song I know, but can I place the words to? I'm half past leaving and throwing out of reasons, the kind you give yourself when you're trying to stay. Half past leaving, half past believing you say the thing I've been waiting for years to hear. So I drive till the dial runs out of stations, and the silence sounds a little like freedom. I think the bravest thing I ever did was choosing to leave with no one watching. No slam, no scene, no this is the last time. Just quietly deciding. Half past leaving and all out of reasons, the kind you give yourself when you're trying to be okay. Half past leaving, half past believing that love was ever supposed to feel like a shift I clocked into. So I drive till the dial runs out of stations, and the silence finally sounds like mine. Half past leaving. Half past leaving. Your copy of Beloved has a coffee ring on page 47 where you stopped reading. I slipped my letter between Morrison and the shelf 6 months ago, and you never found it. I could reach in right now and take it back, but my hand won't quite close around it. The spine of Norwegian wood is cracked at the part where Midori says she wants to be held like a kitten in the rain. Such a strange line, but you underlined it in blue ink. I wonder who you were underlining it for. I wonder if you ever told her. I think the bravest thing I never did was stand here and just slide that letter out, walk it to your kitchen, set it on the table without a word. But I am a woman who folds things. I am a woman who files feelings alphabetically and files them away. So the letter stays between Toni Morrison and the wall, gathering dust the way secrets do. And I leave your apartment with quiet hands, and the space between your books stays exactly as I left it, holding all the things I meant to say in a spine no one is reading. space between your books. The Kroger on Sycamore closed in 2019. They turned the parking lot into a field of weeds. Your old shift manager lives on Facebook now. Posts pictures of his grandkids and quotes from Corinthians. I drove past last Tuesday for no reason and sat in the car till the engine cooled down. There's a particular kind of quiet that only exists in places people used to love. Oh, Rust Belt lullaby, sing me back to the porch light where my father sat in his flannel and called everything alright. Rust Belt lullaby, hum me back to the factory whistle where the sky went orange at 5 and the whole town smelled like iron. I don't miss the place, I miss the person I was before I had to leave it. My mother still lives in the house with the yellow siding. She keeps the thermostat at 68 and the TV on for company. She asked about you last Thanksgiving, the pause was loud. Then she passed the gravy and talked about the neighbors instead. Some silences are a mercy, some silences are load-bearing walls. Oh, Rust Belt lullaby, sing me back to the porch light where my father sat in his flannel and called everything alright. Rust Belt lullaby, hum me back to the factory whistle where the sky went orange at 5 and the whole town smelled like iron. I don't miss the place, I miss the version of love that still felt like a given. I think I learned to fold things from watching him. Fold the newspaper, fold the blanket, fold the truth into something small enough to store away and call it keeping the peace. Oh, Rust Belt lullaby, I don't need to go back, but I need you to know I remember the way it felt to be held by a place, the way a person holds you. Sky going orange at 5, the whole town smelled like home. I don't miss the place, I miss the part of me that still believed in staying. Hey, it's me. It's 4:47 in the morning. I know you're asleep. I know this will probably sit in your phone forever. I needed to say it to something that wasn't the ceiling. I saw your car parked outside Maya's building last week, not in a spying way. I was dropping off the book she lent me, and I sat there for 10 minutes staring at your dashboard. You had that same cracked phone mount, the one I said I'd fix. I never fixed it. I'm sorry, not for leaving. For not saying why before I went. I've been thinking about that night at the reservoir, when you asked me what I was afraid of, and I said heights. That was a lie. I was afraid of you seeing the part of me that doesn't know how to be loved without waiting for the bill to come. My mother called on Sunday. She asked if I was eating. I said yes, that one was true. She asked if I was happy. I said, I'm managing. She knew what that meant. I'm sorry, not for leaving, for not saying why before I went. I think about you sometimes in this very specific way, not missing you the way people miss people, more like noticing your absence the way you notice a tooth that fell out. You're just not there when my tongue goes looking. And I keep almost calling you to tell you about the small things. The weird sky this morning, the way the cat learned to open the fridge, and then I remember that I am no longer the person you tell your small things to. I'm sorry, not for leaving, for not saying why before I went. I'm sorry, not for leaving, for not saying why before I went. Before I went. I haven't been to service in 11 years, but I still cross myself in empty elevators. There's a particular kind of lonely that feels like a cathedral, echo in the ribs, light coming in through colored glass. I lit a candle at the thrift store altar, not sure who it was for, the saint of lost things, maybe just for the act of lighting something. My grandmother prayed with a washcloth over her face, said the steam took the question straight up. I tried it last Thursday with a towel from your bathroom, the one with a monogram I never asked about, and I whispered your name 3 times to the ceiling. Not sure if that was prayer or just habit. Oh, saltwater song, the kind you sing when you run out of asking. Oh, saltwater song, the kind you hum when if you're there, if anything is there, let the steam carry this one up. Let this be enough. Let this be enough.
Oh, someone a song,
The kind you sing when you run out of asking. Oh,
someone a song,
the kind you hum when no one is listening, and you keep humming anyway. Because the silence is worse, the silence is always worse.
someone a song, someone a someone a
Your name still says don't call in my contacts. I typed that in on a Tuesday in November, the night you said we were taking space, which was a nice way of saying I was optional. I scrolled past it now the way you scroll past ads, briefly, without feeling, without clicking. But the thumb always stops and the thumb always knows. Your name in my contacts is the only place you live now. Not in my bed, not in my mornings, not in any future tense. Your name in my contacts, cursor hovering over calling, like standing at a door I know I shouldn't knock on. But I can't bring myself to change the listing, can't bring myself to call, so the name just sits there, patient, patient as a voicemail. Patient as a voicemail. Your profile picture's still the one from Cape May. That summer you borrowed someone else's sunglasses. I know this last week when I almost tapped the number and the whole screen lit up with that version of you, the one who still laughed with his whole body before we became a thing people used to be. And the thumb always stops and the thumb always knows. Your name in my contacts is the only place you live now. Not in my bed, not in my mornings, not in any future tense. Your name in my contacts, cursor hovering over calling, like standing at a door I know I should walk away from. But I can't bring myself to change the listing, can't bring myself to call, so the name just sits there, patient, patient as stone. I could delete it right now, 3 taps and you're gone from the device. But then where would I look for you? On the nights when pretending to forget isn't enough. Your name in my contacts is the only place you live now. And maybe that's the truest thing I've ever kept. Your name in my contacts, thumb hovering, always hovering, like standing at a door. Will you never knock on? But I will not change the listing. I will not let you go from this. So the name just sits there, patient, patient as prayer. Patient, patient. Patient, patient. Your coat still hanging by the door I came in through. Navy wool, one button loose, the pocket torn inside. I put it on without thinking this morning. Felt the weight of it settle on my shoulders, and for a moment I forgot the math. Forgot that this coat belongs to someone who belongs elsewhere. I'm wearing your borrowed coat, and it still smells like the night you drove me home. Through that sleet storm in November, with the heater broken and your hand on my knee. Borrowed coat, borrowed warmth, holding the shape of someone who stopped coming back. Found a receipt in the left pocket today. Coffee and a scone from the place on 4th Street. Dated the week before you told me you were leaving. I held it like you hold a photograph of someone you used to know well enough to miss. The handwriting was yours on the back, a number, no name. I'm wearing your borrowed coat, and it still smells like that drive through the sleet, through a November that felt like it could have lasted. With the heater broken and your hand on my knee. Borrowed coat, borrowed time, wearing the shape of someone I am slowly learning to let go of. I'll give it back someday, when my shoulders stop fitting in it so well. Borrowed coat, borrowed. rain keeps a different kind of time, not the kind on clocks, the kind in your chest, the kind that measures how long you've sat still without reaching for the phone. Some days the window is enough. Some days the rain is the only visitor. And you learn to be company for yourself, or you learn nothing at all. I practice the opening line in the shower, 'cause I need to talk to you, sounds too official. And can we talk? Sounds like bad news is coming, and hey, doesn't carry the weight of what I've been holding. So I practice this softer, then louder, then softer, until the hot water ran out and I stood there dripping. A speech is just a letter you say out loud, and I've been writing this one for months. I've been rehearsing for a meeting that hasn't been scheduled, running lines for a scene that hasn't been written. The bathroom mirror knows my monologue by heart, and I keep changing the ending, keep changing the ending, because the truth doesn't sound good out loud. The truth doesn't sound good out loud. I practiced it in the car on the way to get milk. Stopped at a red light and said I think I loved you wrong. Then caught my own eyes in the rear view and laughed loud alone at a stoplight at 9 p.m. The woman in the Honda next to me looked away. I don't blame her, I would've looked away too. I've been rehearsing for a meeting that hasn't been scheduled, running lines for a scene no one auditioned me for. The bathroom mirror knows my monologue Maybe I'm not rehearsing what to say to you. Maybe I'm rehearsing who I become after. The person who finally says the things she's held so long. Her hands have gone numb from holding it. I've been rehearsing for a meeting that is finally happening. Running lines for a seat. I'm finally writing the ending for the bathroom mirror, the rear view, the shower, the driveway. Every surface I've practiced against will get to rest, and I will say the truth out loud. And it won't sound good, but it will sound like me. Sound like me. Sound like me. Sound like me. I'm sorry that you felt, no, cross that out. That's not an apology, that's a receipt for your feelings. I'm sorry that I better, but finish the sentence. I'm sorry that I stopped answering. That I said yes when I meant maybe. That I meant maybe when the maybe was already a no. The pen hovers over the page like a confession that isn't ready to land yet. This apology is in progress, and the progress is slow, like a wound learning not to flinch. This apology is in progress. I'm crossing out the parts that sound like I'm still blaming you. And what's left is very small and very true, but I'm not ready to write it down yet. I'm not ready to write it down yet. I'm sorry I left without what? Without warning, without drama, without saying goodbye twice. All of those are true and none of them are the real thing. The real thing is I left because staying felt like disappearing. And I didn't know how to say that without sounding cruel. So I said nothing, which was crueler still. Every draft sounds more like me and less like sorry. And I don't know which one is the honest one. This apology is in progress, and the progress is slow, like learning a language you should have spoken from birth. This apology is in progress. I'm crossing out the parts where I make myself the victim, and what's left is very small and very hard to own. But it's closer than I was this morning. It's closer than I was this morning. Maybe the apology is not the page. Maybe the apology is the time, sitting here with the pen and the crossing out, learning that I'm sorry was always too small a sentence for the thing I actually did, which was stop believing in us. Before I told you I had this apology in progress. Maybe the progress is the point, maybe the sitting with it last one is left. And it's very small and very hard, but I'm learning to hold it. I'm learning to hold it. Progress, in progress, in progress, in progress. Cursor blinks at the end of the sentence, like it's waiting for permission, like it's asking me to choose. I've typed and retyped this message 40 times, and each draft is braver, and each draft is worse. The last one said simply, I miss you still, and I stared at it till the screen went dim. My thumb is doing the math. The distance between send and unsent is the size of a lie. Unsend, unsend, every message I almost sent you. Unsend, unsend, every truth I held in my teeth. The send button glows like a small sun, and I am standing at the edge of seeing something I can never take back. So I unsend, I unsend, I unsend everything but this. Said I was wrong. Drafted one at 2 that said you were wrong. Drafted one at 4 that was just your name repeated like a prayer or a phone number or a summoning. And every draft told the truth from a different angle, and none of them told mine the way I wanted to. Unsend, unsend, every message I What if I hit send and you answer? What if I hit send and you don't? What if I hit send and the whole shape of us changes on contact like light through glass, the same light, but suddenly everything refracted. Just not to you, just not to you, just not to you. I read the first one this morning, folded between the pages of a book I stopped reading halfway. I love you in a language I'm still learning. That's what I wrote you when I was 23, and I laughed out loud because it was true, and it still is true. And I am tired of pretending it isn't. So I'm reading them all tonight. Every draft I kept, every page I folded, every message with the send button code. Every draft I kept tonight, I'm reading aloud. Every letter that lived in the margin of somebody else's book. Every message that gathered dust in the draft folder, every truth I held so close it started to cut. Hear me now, I'm saying out loud what the paper could never carry. Every draft I kept, tonight it all gets said. I read the angry one, you left me with the dishes and the silence. I read the tender one, I held your mother's hand at the hospital and pretended I was family. I read the one with just your name written 12 times, like a spell or a sentence or a prayer I lost the words to. I read the apology that was really a justification, and I read the justification that was really a confession. Every draft I kept, tonight I'm reading aloud. Every note that was written on the back of a receipt and left in a cold pocket. Every voicemail that lasted 3 minutes and said nothing. Every silence that lasted longer than the thing it replaced. Hear me now, I'm saying out loud what the years kept swallowing. Every draft I kept, tonight it all gets said. And here's the one I never wrote, the one I was too afraid to even draft. It said, I needed you, and I didn't know how to need you without losing myself. And I'm sorry that the way I protected myself was the thing that finally broke us. That's the draft I kept in my body, in the way I hold my shoulders, in the way I sleep on the edge of the bed. Every draft I kept, I am reading them all tonight. Every letter, every voicemail, every crossed out line, every page. The kitchen is my church tonight, and the drafts are my hymn, and I am singing them all. Every single one to the woman I was, before she learned to fall, before she learned to find. The kitchen light came on by itself at 5. The timer you set before you left is still working. I never changed it because I keep forgetting. Or maybe because the light at 5 feels like you stopping by. The tea in the mug went cold an hour ago, and I haven't reached to warm it up. Smooth bass enters softly. The window is turning that gray that comes before gold, the color of an apology that doesn't need words. I read everything last night, you know, every folded page, every deleted message. And now the kitchen is just a kitchen again, and I am just myself again. And somehow that feels like enough. I think I will send you something today. Not a letter, not a message, not an apology. Just a picture of this morning light coming through the window, so you know that somewhere someone who once loved you sitting in a kitchen with a cold cup of tea, and is finally okay. Kitchen light at dawn. The kitchen clock still hums louder than the fridge, but tonight it sounds like company, not complaint. I folded a page one time along the crease, and this time the ink did not bleed through. The word on the page is simply thank you, and it looks like itself this time. Not a bruise. I have stopped writing you in draft form. I have finally found the words that do not need deleting. Postscript to all the letters never sent. Postscript to every draft folder, every kitchen table night. The paper isn't thin anymore. I wrote it just the once, and the ink stayed where I put it, and the truth stayed where I meant it. Postscript, postscript, I am sending this one. I am finally sending this one. Doesn't flicker anymore. I had the wiring fixed in the spring. I don't trace your name on the back of pages now. I write my own name there instead, and it looks like someone I recognize, someone I have been rehearsing for a long time. Postscript to all the letters never sent. Postscript to every I'm sorry that was really, and I'm trying. The paper isn't thin anymore, the folding is finished, and the letter says only what I can stand behind. Postscript, I'm sending this one. I'm sending it to myself. And if you find this somehow in a drawer in your house or a folder in your phone, read it once, then let it rest. Some letters find their reader years after they're written, and some letters were always for the writer alone. Postscript to every draft I kept. Postscript every night I spent practicing silence. The ink is dry and the envelope is sealed, and for the first time in the story, the letter